how Pinterest for Business works, and my top tips as a Pinterest VA. Hi everyone, I'm Lydia, and in today's video I will share my top tips for using Pinterest for Business and actually getting results and more page views, income to your own website. Whether it is a product selling business or you are just an individual that has a blog and wants to promote it with Pinterest, these tips works for both. So make sure to keep on watching to find out my top tips for growing your online business with Pinterest. The number one reason you should use Pinterest to grow your online business, it is that Pinterest has a lot of users that can view and interact with your content. So if you're afraid that your target audience isn't amongst them, I'm sure it is. Because Pinterest has over 2 million users every single month, and all are there to either look for more content to read or to shop for something. And I'm sure that your target audience is amongst them. People pin anything: recipes, fashion, products, blog posts on caring for your baby, or blog posts on any single thing that you might want to know about. From health to home decor to DIY, so your own branded pins will find their audience as well. Finding people to interact with your content will be really easy because there are a bunch of people there that are looking for the exact content you want to be sharing, but for that you'll need to make sure to optimize your pins for SEO as well as your profile. This is something I'll be talking about soon. If it is SEO based, it can be seen by anyone. Pinterest is a search engine. People come to Pinterest to search for things. And most of them, more than 80% of people, come to Pinterest to shop for something. So even if you're selling products, even if you have blog posts, they have an audience that is searching for them right now. But if you don't optimize your pins and your profile, your boards for SEO, they might never be seen by anyone. So you can get your whole entire profile, boards, and pins, because your individual pins are the ones that you want to promote most. You can get them seen by people by optimizing them for SEO. I have developed the ultimate Pinterest workbook that you can use to grow your Pinterest business account. I use it for my own Pinterest account and for my clients' Pinterest accounts. I just use it to optimize their profile for SEO, their pins for SEO. It has so many things in it that will help you optimize your profile for SEO and that will help you grow your Pinterest account. If you want, you can click the link below to get the first few pages for free, or you can purchase the whole thing from my shop. With Pinterest, you can actually get the ideas of the keywords you need to include in your pins, in your boards descriptions, so they can be seen by your target audience. How you do that is by going to Pinterest search and searching for a keyword that you want to include. For example, making money online. From there, you can choose the drop-down keywords that you get to use in your boards description but in sentences, or to use into your pins description, pins title, and so on. You also get more keywords if you click on any of those things at the top of the page in those colored blocks. So this is what I optimize my workbook for, is that you find first the keywords that you would want to use, and then you have a space that you can write the exact name that you want to draft for your pins, for your boards, and for your description as well. You have another block that you can write in. You can print out the workbook at your home, at your office, and use it to grow your Pinterest account. Besides optimizing everything for SEO, it is really important that your profile and account in general, it is niched down. So it has a specific niche, it targets a specific audience, because if you try to target too many people, you will target none. So make sure that you target a certain audience in a certain niche. Being active on Pinterest will only bring benefits. Pinterest loves active users, so whether you are being active by just scheduling your posts with Tailwind or just by pinning manually every single day, Pinterest loves seeing that your account is active, that you're adding new branded pins every single day, that you're pinning in group boards, pinning out of group boards, and just interacting in general with other users. This is why it is really important to pin other people's content into your own relevant board as well. Make sure their SEO is really good so Pinterest can know what your boards are about, and then find out what your content is about in general in your profile, so it can keep recommending it to the right people. In that same idea, make sure to follow people that are in your niche every single day so you can interact with their content. And just Pinterest loves people that interact with other people's content as well. So if you keep pinning your own content constantly, Pinterest won't do much. But if you pin pins that are most popular, for example, you search in the search bar for some pins that are relevant to your making money online board, for example, and you pin those that are most relevant into your board, Pinterest will know that your board is about making money and your profile maybe is about the same thing. So it will know what to recommend people. So keep in mind to interact with other users and their content as well. Make sure to pin every single day, either if you're pinning manually or just scheduling your pins with Tailwind. Make sure to have some activity on your account every single day. Also, make sure to add new original content on your Pinterest account. So what is new original content? Your pin graphics that are branded and that lead people to your blog posts, to your website, to your products, and so on. I use Canva to design such pins, and you can too by just clicking the link below. Uniqueness and branding on Pinterest are two of the most important elements. Why? Because Pinterest being such a visual platform, you want your pins to stand out and to be recognizable. So basically, through your colors, through your brand fonts, through your logo, and just the type of pins that you create, people will be able to recognize your pins, but more than that, just see your pins. Because for example, if you go to Pinterest and search blogging, there will be a bunch of pins that have writing on them. So you want your pin to kind of stand out somehow through the colors, through the branding, so people can read your pin and eventually click on it. So keep your branding consistent in your pins, but also make sure to pin vertical pins only. Don't pin square pins or small pins because those cannot be seen really well in search, and honestly nobody clicks on them. Add brand fonts and colors only. Don't try to brand your pins in so many ways, then people won't recognize it to you. If you want to learn a bit more about branding your business, you should watch my Branding Your Business with a Branding Mood Board video. I have the link down below, or you can click this link right here to watch that video. You can also add your logo to some of your pin graphics so it can be really easy to recognize and so that people will remember your logo. Also make sure to keep your original content specific to your niche, so the things you blog about, make more variations of those pins for each blog post, and when you pin them, make sure to include the link obviously so they can be led to that specific blog post through that pin. I also have a page that will help you do that in my Pinterest workbook. So basically you have a page that will allow you to write down every pin name that you want to create with Canva or whatever else you want to use to create it with, but I also left some spaces there for some variations that you would want to create for that specific pin. Pinning the right pins. So the first thing you need to keep in mind is to pin vertical pins. With Canva, you can choose to customize the desired size of your pin, but 1500 pixels is a pretty good size for vertical pins. Or you can choose to design your desired pins in Canva or Photoshop in the size that you want, but make sure they are vertical pins and they are not square small pins. What are the right pins other than the pin itself and the graphic design aspect of it? It is optimizing that pin for SEO. So you need to make sure that the pin's name is optimized for SEO, the pin's description, that you use hashtags, and if you can, tag the product in that pin if you have any products in that pin. Another thing to keep in mind when creating a new pin is to pin that pin first in the most relevant board for that topic of that pin. For example, if your pin is about making money online, make sure to pin that pin first into a board about making money online, so not your anchor board about the best blog posts for becoming success, for example. And then you can repin it from there to all the other boards that it can go into, but pin it first into the most relevant board. Make sure to also pin other people's pins really often too, because it increases your Pinterest activity and visibility as well. Before pinning. So basically things you need to do before pinning a pin. You need to think of catchy pin titles that you can put on your pin and variations for it, so you can create pin graphics that will attract the attention of Pinterest users. Obviously design the pin graphics before pinning anything. Optimize your blog post so people can be led to the right thing when clicking on that pin. So for example, if your blog post is not well optimized and you still need to work on it, do that before pinning that pin that will lead people to your blog post. Think of keywords and research keywords that will help optimize your pins for SEO. You can do so, as I've said, with my Pinterest workbook. For the pin's description, make sure to write down sentences. Don't just blurt out keywords by adding a comma after each one of them, because this is not how Pinterest works. Pinterest wants to see that your pin is actually well optimized while having a readable description. Things to do after pinning. Pin the pin first into the most relevant word to the topic of that pin, then repin that pin manually or just schedule with Tailwind to be repinned in other relevant words. Add that pin into Tailwind Tribes, add that pin into group boards, either manually or by scheduling it with Tailwind as well. So don't pin that pin into all the boards that it goes in from day one. Automate that pin to go into those boards over time with Tailwind. If you're struggling with Pinterest and want somebody to help you out, my Pinterest VA services are down below. I can help you set up your Pinterest business account, grow it from scratch, or manage it monthly. So that was my video on how to grow your Pinterest business account with my top tips as a Pinterest VA. Thank you so much for watching this video. Make sure to comment down below what is your biggest struggle with Pinterest right now. Maybe I can help you out. Make sure to like this video and subscribe to my channel for new videos every Tuesday and Friday. And don't forget to let me know what you think of my Pinterest workbook if you get it. Thank you so much for joining me for this video as well, and I hope to see you in my next one.